everybody. Today we're going to be talking about An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good by Helene Tursten. And I shall drop the old lady voice because I don't think that I can keep that up this whole video. Oh, my little head thing became undone. Let me fix that real quickly. There we go. Probably won't stay on anyways. It's a little too small. Anyways, so this is An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good by Helene Tursten. And I liked it. It's like a bunch of little short stories about a woman named Maud who's in her 80s and basically how she murders people. And of course no one ever suspects her because she is an 80-year-old woman who totally cannot be a murderer, of course. I liked it overall. It was a little bit weird because the back cover, like the description on the back, made it seem like the stories were more connected to each other, but they definitely weren't, except for two of them at the end. All the stories were like completely separate, not related whatsoever. And I thought it was gonna kind of be like each story was its own separate thing, but like maybe it was mentioned in the next story, or Maud sees a newspaper where it's like, women found dead in bathtub or something, and she smiles to herself because she's the one that did it or whatever. But none of that happened, and so that was a little bit, I wouldn't say like disappointing. It was just like, oh, so they're not connected to each other. So it is just a grouping of short stories that Helene Tursten wrote like in varying years, just so you know. And as short stories themselves, though, like each individual story, they were entertaining and they were good. There is a second book and a collection of the short stories. I'm not sure if it's really high on my list to read, but I think that I will eventually read it. And I did like Maud. She's a little bit feisty, but at the same time, like, I didn't like her because she's actually a horrible old woman. And like, we're kind of supposed to like be compassionate for elderly people, you know, like help them cross the street, help them carry their groceries, whatever. And like in books, when old people are alone and lonely, I feel really bad for them. But I honestly did not feel bad for Maud because, yeah, she's feisty and she does kind of funny things, but she's also freaking crazy and murders people. So yeah, like I do not feel bad for her. She's literally a horrible little old lady, and that was kind of funny. And I did like that Helene Tursten did play with that, where of course we wouldn't expect an old lady at all of doing things like that, and so of course she's able to get away with it every single time. I did enjoy that. So like putting an 80-year-old woman as the freaking, basically she's a serial killer, yeah, because she kills lots of people. That was funny and interesting. Like I said, it's not high on my reading list, but I still enjoyed the characterization and the reasons why she killed some of the people. So that was entertaining enough that I think I would suggest it if you're in for a short little read. I think it was only like 170 something pages, maybe not even. It's like 160 something. Oh no, it is 170. 171 actually. So if you're on for a little read or just you want to read a tiny short little story before you go to bed each night, I would definitely suggest An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good by Helene Tursten. And because antiques are pivotal in one of the stories, that's all I'll say about that. My question today is, do I own any antiques or anything that's really valuable? And I think no. I have like some records, but none of them are like, I think the most I paid for one was $25. So no, I have this camera that I film with. That my camera is honestly probably the most expensive thing that I own. I have a poster of Christopher Columbus that someone told me is from the Chicago World's Fair. They gifted it to me, and I don't know where they got it, and I would have no idea, obviously, besides taking it to someone, to see if it's actually a poster from the Chicago World's Fair. But it's very interesting because I did read Devil in the White City, which is a great book by Eric Larson that you should read. And the poster is supposedly from this World Fair that was talked about in Devil in the White City and actually did happen in 1894 1994, I think, is when it happened. Don't quote me on that, though, but it's also the World's Fair that, like, the serial killer H.H. Holmes used to his advantage to basically kill a bunch of women because no one noticed them missing because of all the people that were there in Chicago at the time. That was a really fascinating read. Devil in the White City suggest. But other than that, yeah, I'd say I think my camera is the most expensive thing that I own. And it's not an antique, it's new. So, yeah, that's it. If you own any cool antique things, maybe even if they're not worth anything, like, post that down below. I think antiques are cool. I own my grandma's typewriter, and yeah, it's not worth a lot of money, but to me it's cool. Like, I really enjoy that I have my grandma's typewriter, and I have written a few short stories on it. It does take forever, and you really have to pound on those keys to get them to work, but hey, it's cool. Like, it was my grandma's. Even my mom wrote, like, some papers on it when she was a kid, and so I like having it around, even if it's not, like, the most useful item on planet Earth. So yeah, if you have any cool antiques, post it down below. I like antiques. They're always fun to see what we still value in society today. Thank you for listening. This was An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good by Helene Tursten. And if you like books and book reviews, please subscribe to my channel. I try to post videos every Friday. And please comment, like, subscribe down below. Thank you, and you all behave yourselves now.